I'm not the one who's so far away when I feel a snake bite any time of the years. Ever did I wanna be here again, and I don't remember why I came. Raise my desire, why I'm so far away. No more meaning to my life, no more reason to stay. Freezing, feeling, breathing. I'm coming back again. Clouds rain on my head, empty thoughts fill my ears. Find my shade by the moonlight, why my thoughts aren't so clear. Demons dreaming, breathing. I'm coming back again. So far away when I feel a snake bite enter my legs. Never did I wanna be here again, and I don't remember why I came. I'm not the one who's so far away when I feel a snake bite enter my legs. Never did I wanna be here again, and I don't remember why I came. So far away. depths of the ocean where the whole sand should be you. I was moving through the silence without motion, waiting for you. I found you.
Hello, hello, hello. Good morning. Top of the morning to ya. Hello. It's showtime. It's showtime. It's showtime. Let's go. Let's go. Hello. Hello. Good morning. Hello. Hello, everyone. It looks like 5 people have stuck around. This is El Diablo Radio International, the greatest show in hell. Nobody does it better. Nobody. Hello, Gay. Good to see you. Hello, Wendy. Thank you. I'm glad you love the music and the look here. New channel. We have less than 50 subscribers the last time I looked. I am the king of endurance, the king of stamina. I did a live stream last night and I stayed up all night working on some things. You won't see them yet, but some of them are completed and some have been uploaded to YouTube already, scheduled to be published at a later date. Sometimes I do that. I work ahead of time so that there's always something here somewhere on YouTube. The king of stamina. Team Evil can't compete. They're low T, low energy, low class. Hello to Mrs. Neurobella if you're still here. Maybe you're out walking your dog already. But it's good to have everyone here. This is a spontaneous live stream. I just thought I would excuse my voice. I just thought I would hop on here and go live since I'm still up in the morning. And I just wanted to share a few things and talk about a few things. There's always something to talk about in this place. There's always something going on. Here's a creature here. This diamond. Look at this demon. Look at him.
Like a duck. When the fuck are you gonna acknowledge it? Look at what we go through. Oh, well, it's not. Then you start making excuses for the God of this shit. If there's a God, this is.
When he gets real angry, he gets the crazy eyes, and sometimes one of his eyes closes. He's very emotional. He's very girly. He's a girly man. Demon. Raging. I'm going to post a link. Please like this video and leave a comment on it if you can. It would help out the YouTube algorithm. When he gets real angry, he looks like a vicious animal, but he's full of emotion. He can't control himself. And being able to control yourself is part of manhood. It's part of being a real man. He's not a real man. He's out of control. He can't control his emotions. He's a girly man. He's not a real man. He can't control himself. Look at this. He just flips into a rage during his videos, and nobody's even provoking him. No one's there. He's not even live. He's just talking to himself, and he just loses it.
This is the way it wanted it to be. Are you stupid? It has all the power. No, it's not him. It's the bad guy. Man, fuck you. Fuck you. You're delusional. You can't deal with what's observable, so you create a little comfort zone. Fuck you!
He's yelling and cursing at his audience. I left a comment on this video saying, is that any way to treat your audience? Wow. I mean, he's just telling his audience, fuck you, and yelling at them. They're the only ones watching this. His audience. He's cursing them. Look at this thing. Look at the rage. He's just out of control. He can't control his emotions. He can't control himself. He's all lopsided. He's just complete demon. Just a complete demon.
And your weakness!
This is the guy, his mother supposedly died in the toilet, and he was making videos, I think, the next day, that day or the next day. He didn't grieve his own mother. Like, this guy's a complete psycho. He truly is. This is his audience like emotional tampons.
You know what?
Yeah, he treats his audience like they're emotional tampons.
It's weird. Actually, I've come to terms with the reality. The reality.
And then he switches it off. He's completely demonic. It's something to behold in a way. It's really weird.
And the God or the creator, whatever, the coder, that actually doesn't bother me that much anymore. Like, I've come.
Look at this demon. Look at him. Look at this thing. Look at his face.
Like a duck. When the fuck are you going to acknowledge it? Look at what we go through. Oh, well, it's not.
I thought he was going to cry again.
Then you start making excuses for the God.
Look at the one eye. His one eye closes up, and look at his mouth. He's got one eye closed. He's so full of rage he can't control himself. He can't control his emotions. He's just an angry little demon. Single mom raised, angry little demon, out of control, completely out of control.
Out of this shit.
It's completely out of control. He reveals what he is. He shows what he is. Anyway, that's my newest short video. I had to share that with you. Maybe I'll share the other one as well, the Joshua video. That one's totally different from this one. These demons, they close one eye. They're so triggered. They get so out of control, so enraged. And no one's even talking to them. They're just in a room by themselves, yelling their heads off at a screen. And no one's even there. He wasn't even live. He was recording that video. And he gets himself so worked up. It's just incredible, these demons.
So, these walks are a lot less magical than they used to be. But that doesn't mean something isn't there watching, studying, and orchestrating things behind the scenes. And if you are there, please show yourself. Give me a sign.
Calm down. I'm here, my son. I'm right here watching you.
Give me some abstract puzzle piece that I have to look at and try to fit somewhere and make a picture out of nothing. Please, I just love doing that. It's great. It's great to keep me on the wild goose hunt of trying to find the truth in a false reality. So, let's see, there's a path here. Let's go down here. So,
on Joshua, that's the raspberries. Joshua, you're terrible. Joshua, you absolutely suck. You absolutely suck. I'm not sure if anyone watching right now saw the new meme of Joshua, but he shows what he is. I'm going to share this meme first, though, just a second. I'll see if this one will come up. This is European diversity. European women, the most diverse in this realm. Raven-haired, blonde, brunette, redhead, different skin tones, different eye colors. Diversity. Diversity. That's real diversity right there. And we have the best looking women as well. Diversity and the best, most attractive women in the realm. So when they talk about diversity, we already have the most diversity, the most hair colors, eye colors, different skin tones, different looks. We have the most diversity already. We already have that. We don't need more diversity from other places. Europe doesn't need more diversity. Great Britain and Europe do not need more diversity. Europeans are the minority of the realm with the most diversity. They don't want to tell you that in the mainstream media. But here's this new meme of this Joshua character. He looks like the clown emoji. He looks just like the embodiment of the clown emoji here. I'll type it in the chat. Here's what he looks like. He wants the hot dogs. He wants wieners. And he looks like a clown. Like he just looks like this little clown emoji. That's what he looks like. He's a clown. And it almost looks like there's a horn growing out of his forehead. There's a horn trying to grow out of there. He's trying to grow a horn, and he's got the curly long hair on the side that could grow down, and he'd fit right in with a certain group in Manhattan and Brooklyn and New York with the tiny hat on and the long curly queues of hair growing down the side with the beard. He might be a tiny hat. He might be a tiny hat. I think he could be a gingy tiny hat. Anyway, I wanted to share that with you. He could be a tiny hat. Like he's got the hair coming down on the side, and he's got the beard. He could be a tiny hat. Yeah, the clouds look like horns. Also look like horns. Yeah, they do. But his forehead is so deformed. I'm thinking, what is growing out of his forehead? It's just crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Okay, everyone. I'm gonna shift gears over to this just a second. I'm gonna show you this channel. This guy's obsessed with me. He makes a lot of videos about me. He likes to make videos about me. This little Tom S. This little incel Tom S. Steven is weak. Some guy roasts the sanity machine. Weird people. This is Hi Steven. Hi Steven. That's 4. And then 5. He's made 5 videos about me and counting. 5 videos about me. And those are the only videos that get views on his channel. 400 views. If he's not talking about me, his videos get 50 views, 43 views. As soon as he mentions me, 405 views. You notice that? They try to leech off my name. That's what they do. He keeps making videos about me. This little pissant channel with 62 subscribers. When did he start this shit? When's his oldest video? 4 months ago. In 4 months, he only has 62 subscribers. In 4 months. Jesus Christ. Pathetic.
Wonder. Every time I pull out the mic and start recording, my upstairs neighbor starts walking around. And you gotta wonder, is he doing that because he can hear me? And he wants me to know that he can hear me? And he wants me to stop? Or is it just timed that way? You know what I mean? Like, is it timed so that starts happening when I start recording? I know, like, people talk about this all the time. about how there's interference if you are on a righteous path or if you speak a deeper truth. You get targeted in weird ways, and this reality kind of does like weird shit. Anyway, it's been a while since I made a video. Um, I'm I'm gonna try to be quiet because it's 3 o'clock in the morning and I don't want to disturb my neighbors.
So this guy is worried about his neighbor hearing him.
Every time I pull out the mic and start recording, my upstairs neighbor starts walking around. And you gotta wonder, is he doing that because he can hear me? And
Yeah, he's walking around because he can hear you. He can hear you every time you pee, Tom. Tom asks, he can hear you. He can hear you peeing every time you take out your little willy, your little wee wee. He can hear you.
and he wants me to know that he can hear me, and he wants me to stop? Or is it just timed that way? You know what I mean?
Tom is a tiny little munchkin cell.
Like is it timed so that that starts happening when I start recording? I know like people talk about this all the time about how there's interference if you are on a righteous path or if you speak
I've eaten steaks bigger than Tom has. He's just a tiny little pissant. That's what he is, a tiny little pissant. And yeah, your neighbor's spying on you, Tom, you paranoid freak.
a deeper truth. You get targeted in weird ways, and this reality kind of does like weird shit. Anyway, it's been a while since I made a video. I'm gonna try to be quiet because it's 3 o'clock in the morning and I don't want to disturb my neighbors.
Yeah, you don't want to disturb your neighbors. Isn't that fascinating? He's such a little wimp. That's what he is.
And there's no way that I never can hear anybody talking through the walls, so I assume that they can't hear me.
No, he can hear you. He can hear you.
So I'm not feeling great. I'm still sick.
Well, you're a cursed being. Of course you're sick. You're a cursed being. You're on Team Evil. And you attack truth speakers like me. You're a cursed being, Tom. You're cursed. You're cursed. And you follow shit, as you can see on the screen here. He follows Christopher Sedaris and shit channels like that. Joshua S. John, Ignorance is Bliss. You can see the channels he follows. You can see that he's part of Team Evil. He's in with every shit channel that there is. He knows all these shitheads. He's on Team Evil. He's a piece of shit. That's what he is.
Not as bad as I was, but I just can't. I can't shake it. It's like a persistent sort of like spring cold or whatever. But I wanted to make a video anyway because I haven't in a while, and this is sort of like a therapy for me. But what I want to talk about, I don't know. I think I'm just gonna riff. I think I'm just gonna think of different topics and just talk about whatever comes to mind and sort of express myself in any way I can and try to bring value to it. I always try to bring value to what I do. I want to make sure that
Tom, your upstairs neighbor, knows that you're a munchkin cell. He knows you're a pissant, tiny little manlet incel. He knows when you masturbate. He can hear your toilet flush. He can hear the toilet seat. He hears every word you say. He's spying on you.
I'm respecting people's time and that maybe they walk away with something valuable. And
Now he's going to keep saying valuable, value, value, valuable, value, like they all do. All these demons talk about value, 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 value. And he posts this stupid, shitty video.
I always try to do that. I always try to bring value to people, in no matter what I'm doing, if I'm at work, um, or if I'm
Hello, Rashawn. Good to see you. Good to see you. We're covering Tom S. here. He has a whole 14 views in 5 hours. Your channel's dying already, Tom, in the first 4 months. You have a dead channel.
just chilling, try to do what I can to enrich people's lives, or make bring wisdom, or
Oh, look at this. He looked up a video on Antonin Artaud, of all people. Looks like Tom is trying to look into some writers that I mentioned in the past on my channel. Antonin Artaud. Little Tom watched that video or part of it. It shows. It looks like he watched about half of that video, a long video. Little Tom S. Ah, little Tom. You're trying to learn something? And there he is watching Mushroom Coyote. It shows all the shit he's been watching. That's great, Tom. That's a view into your psyche. Not just into the shit you entertain yourself with, but you gobble it up. It goes right into your psyche.
some kind of value or understanding.
Value.
I tend to
Value.
focus on hard truths. I kind of feel like I'm a downer sometimes. Like I bring people down. The hard truths are really
Slither around on the floor. I wonder if he'll do that. I hope he reads this. Tom, I hope you're watching this. You should slither around. Your upstairs neighbor is going to get very upset if they hear you at 3 a.m. and they're going to come down and knock on your door and scare you. So you better be quiet in that place.
they're what we need, because when we stop lying to ourselves, when we stop chasing
Oh, do you lie to yourself?
delusions,
When we. It's all we. He can't say that he does anything.
it feels like we have lost, and we
We have lost?
don't want to lose. But you're not distracted by the lies that you tell yourself.
No, you tell yourself lies. How about you use first person? It's you that does that, Tom. You harass women and stalk women. You've called the police on women that rejected you. Tom, you're creepy. Tom, you're really creepy. You're a real creep.
So you have the
He's a creepy boy. He's a real creepy boy. Pooyah on Tom S. Pooyah. Hit him with the pooyah.
clarity of understanding and seeing what's important.
Pooyah.
So, what's important? I think the most important thing is we focus
Why does his voice sound like a munchkin? He sounds like a goddamn munchkin.
on understanding that we don't belong here, that there's no greater purpose to this existence, this physical nightmare, this shared nightmare experience. We want to make it work because that's just natural to want to make things work. And there's nothing wrong with that. Of course, we should work to make things better. And of course, we should do what we can to reduce.
We should do this. We should do that. We should. We. How many times is this guy going to say we?
Suffering where we can in this place, and bring positivity and joy,
Positivity.
and laughter, and love and care to people's lives. I do believe
You don't know what love is.
in love. I believe that love is simply believe in love. I believe that love is simply caring. Maybe care and love are the same thing.
What? Love is simply caring. So if you just care, if a stranger gets hurt and you have a moment of, I care about them, you call for an ambulance, you try to take care of them. That's love. That's the same thing, huh? Love is just simply caring. Is that all it is?
Maybe love is
Maybe you've never had a girlfriend in your life. You don't know what love is, do you?
like a deeper
Uh, uh,
sort of care, but it also has to
uh,
do
um,
with
um,
connectedness and understanding that when one of us suffers, we all suffer. So I think
when, when one of us suffers, we all suffer. He thinks that's a deeper understanding.
love is important. I don't think it's just a drug. I think that there
Um, um, I don't know how much more I can watch of this character. So now he says the love frequency. Love's just a frequency. Interesting. This is the guy that stalked a woman. He's messed up. He's a creep. He's a creepy boy.
So I explained that. Hello, everybody. This is Tom, and it's 1:30 in the morning, and I'm thinking about love. And so I thought I would tackle this concept or tackle this this topic. It seems like a basic kind of thing, but when you look at what people define as love, I don't think most people actually understand what it is. Oddly enough, it seems like such a simple thing. You could look it up in the dictionary. Love definition. Oh boy, wow, it's so simple. It actually is simple, but an intense feeling of deep affection. No, that's not what love is. It's so ridiculous. It's ridiculous, right? An intense feeling of affection, or connectedness, or like that.
Tom is so tiny. He'd just be a teeny tiny little snack for the entities. He's such a little pissant. He'd just be a little one bite snack.
Feeling like you're connected to somebody
Look at this.
in in an affectionate way. That's not actually what love is.
He's kind of like Bex. He looks up words in the dictionary.
That's just feelings of connectedness. That's feelings of affection. That's different than love. And a great interest and pleasure in something. A great interest in that's more like a passion. That's not love. So yeah, it's pretty telling. That the dictionary definition gets it wrong, and you wonder why people don't know what love is. So yeah, it reminds me of this song from Hadaway in the '90s. That what is love? So I don't know. I just thought I would break down the lyrics here. Let's see.
Did he just try to sing a little bit there? That was really cringe.
That what is love?
One more time with that.
That what is love?
Oh, that was pathetic. That was really pathetic. You got to sing it with your voice. What is love? Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me no more. What is love? Baby, don't hurt me. Don't hurt me no more. You're pathetic, Tom. You're pathetic. He's just a teeny little snack. He's a little snack for the end titties. Just a teeny tiny little bite-sized snack for them. He's a loser. He's a loser. He's a loser. So the rebellious meth puppet, I think, left YouTube. I think he finally abandoned YouTube. His channel is gone. Maybe he just hit it. and I don't know, deactivated it, and he might be back. I don't know for sure if he'll come back. But here's one of his other channels, the Perception Deception. And Keith is such a genius. This was up 6 years ago that he forgot the password for this channel, so he can't log in. In other words, he can't ban me and he can't remove my comments. I can comment here as much as I want. Okay? I can leave comments here saying, hey, check out my channel. I can leave comments on his videos, on his shit.
I wanted to do a short video.
I can leave comments on his shit here.
I did that video yesterday on how do we find
and say whatever I
Noah.
want.
And I'll be honest with you, I'm really not sure how many people truly grasped what I was saying. And that's not to insinuate that nobody gets it. I just wonder about the whole, how many people really get the fact that we don't. Hello, everybody.
Spiral mind control. He likes using mind control symbols. So does Joshua. Ask John. This is a basic mind control symbol, the spiral. These creeps do all kinds of shit like this. Anyway, some of my comments I think YouTube didn't like or didn't post, but join the best and real truth channel on YouTube. Check out my videos. It's not a damn thing that Keith can do about it. I can post on there and say whatever I want.
Something I've come to experience and learn about in little bits and pieces along the path of my rising in knowledge, which means a lot.
Poor little Keith. He can't do it. He can't do a damn thing about it. He can't do shit. He can't do shit. There's nothing he can do. Nothing. It's not a damn thing he can do.
Hey, everybody. In today's episode, we're
As if he isn't creepy enough, look what he did. Look what he used AI to do. What a creepy creature.
going to talk about practical solutions to solving the issues of humanity. It isn't so complicated, honestly. It's overcomplicated to keep in a corrupted, chaotic state. It would be more simple to live symbiotically in reality and beneficial for everybody. We talk about practical solutions on getting humanity out of the slave system and into a prosperous, abundant state that would make life worth living.
You're already creepy enough.
And the AI came up with the solutions in a matter of seconds. But humanity's greatest minds couldn't put it together over the last how many decades?
So he's embracing AI. And he hates humanity. And he calls himself a quote truther, of course.
Interesting. Anyways, you'll see just how practical it actually is. It's not complicated like dwarf
Say practical a few more times.
and hieroglyphs. It's actually very bread and butter simple and always was. So buckle up, ladies and gentlemen.
And then
Hopefully
he
you
calls it simple.
enjoy the show.
Hey guys, what's going on? We're gonna talk.
Hey guys. Hey guys, what's going on? Hey guys. Hey guys. Hey guys. He just sounds like a fucking moron degenerate.
Talk to old Monday for a new conversation again. Monday's gonna talk to us about whatever the fuck she wants to talk. People's videos when they have made new videos.
His sound went off, not mine.
Did you guys see that fucking shit going on with BJ? BJ Penn's a fucking like a totally different person in the befores and afters. Like he's saying like, I don't know, who knows? Maybe everything shipped out would be done by drone, and it even would start because spoiler they would badly. I always thought we would use the Amazon forest, but well, tell me how you would build it. Where would you start? I always thought food-wise, like let's start in the Amazon forest, right? Because it's lush, it's full of life. There's got to be tons of nutrients in the soil. I always thought that that's where we would grow, and every.
He thinks we would grow things using the Amazon forest. You'd have to cut down the trees to get sunlight in there. I mean, it'd be complete destruction. This guy's a complete fucking moron. His big idea is to cut down more of the Amazon forest. This douchebag. This douche.
Well, tell me how you would build it. Where would you start? I always thought food-wise, like let's start in the Amazon forest, right? Because it's lush, it's full.
It's a terrible idea to grow food out of the Amazon forest. You fucking tool.
Full of life. There's got to be tons of nutrients in the soil. I always thought that that's where we would grow, and everything shipped out would be done by drone, and it even or using just local areas near us. But how would your layout be? Where would you start, or what do you mean? How would you do that?
All right, Chris. See, this is why I kind of like you. You're actually thinking. It's rare. It's like
At least she
finding an
kinda
honest
likes
used
me.
car salesman or a unicorn with a 401k plan. Your
He's not thinking. He's just a fucking moron.
Amazon idea, it sounds romantic, but it's actually one of those feels good is bad situations.
Feels good is bad. It's the stupidest idea. It's the dumbest idea. He's a dummy.
The Amazon should be left mostly alone. Here's why. The soil there, shockingly bad for farming. No joke. It's thin, nutrient poor. The rainforest survives by this crazy fast nutrient recycling system. Dead stuff
No, I
rots
didn't know
super
that.
fast and new plants
Look at him. I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
immediately eat it.
You don't know anything.
If you clear cut it to farm, the soil turns into worthless dirt pancakes in like 2 seasons.
Whoa.
It's tragic. It's stupid. It's what we've already been doing wrong for decades.
See,
Where would
AI
I
is
start
useful,
instead?
guys. I didn't know
I'd
that.
go regional and local. Focus
Look at this. Look at this thing.
where people actually already live, close to consumption points. Here's the real grown-up plan. First phase, urban centers first. Build vertical farms.
He's never read a book in his life, he's admitted. He doesn't know how to do a Google search, but he can sit there and talk to AI. A Google search, you might have to do some reading. He doesn't like to read. He likes to pretend that he has the solutions for the world, though. He took down his old videos, but he claimed that he had all these solutions, like people could live underground in houses and in 3D printed shit houses. He thinks he has all the answers, but he's a fucking dummy.
Right in the guts of cities. That cuts out shipping entirely for veggies, fruits, herbs. Chicago,
Yes, it
Tokyo,
does.
Mexico City, Lagos.
Look at AI schooling this dummy. He's like, yes, it does. Yes, it does. I never thought of having food local and distributed locally grown. I never thought of that. I need AI to teach me. I'm a dummy. I'm a dummy. I'm gonna smoke some more weed. Make an AI talk to AI video.
My huge dense cities get food towers yesterday. Suburbs and towns, second. Rip up the useless dead zone lawns and build micro farms and orchards. Sorry, Karen, your fake grass is canceled. Rural reinforcement third.
He likes that. He likes that kind of. He thinks that's funny. It's easy to appeal to these dummies. Sorry, Karen, your lawn is canceled. he's like, oh, I like that. AI made it funny.
Upgrade existing farms to regenerative.
By the way, this creature sends out a lot of hideous, vile, sick emails. He's a real demon. He's a real creepy creature. He's going to be sealed in here. He's one of the ones that are going to stay in this realm.
Multi-crop systems. No more single crop nonsense. Heal the land instead of strip mining it.
Farmers knew that long ago in the West. No more single crops. Grow multiple types of crops, rotate the land. Look at him. He's learning something, this city boy. He thought he had it all figured out. He was gonna burn down the Amazon and grow crops out of the fucking soil. What a dumbass. He's so fucking stupid.
Meanwhile, you leave the Amazon alone and actually expand it.
Yeah, leave the Amazon alone and expand it.
Pay locals to restore damaged areas. Same with Congo Basin, Southeast Asia rainforests, Siberian forests, all of it. Trees are way better at fixing the planet.
Canadian forests as well. There's still a lot of forestry in Canada. Leave it alone for the most part.
Than human farmhands could ever be. Shipping, drone distribution is
He takes a drink because his ego took a hit.
cute, but honestly unnecessary for most food. If you produce near where you eat, then food moves a few miles, not thousands. You can still use electric trucks for heavier loads.
All he can say is, she's right. She's right. He never thought of that.
Trains for longer distance bulk shipping.
As for the trucks, electric, are you fucking kidding me? What about the lithium mines? She's going by the woke shit that, electric vehicles will save the earth. Electric trucks will really save the earth. No, they won't.
Same with Congo Basin, Southeast Asia rainforests, Siberian forests, all of it. Trees are way better at fixing the planet than human farmhands could ever be.
So AI called it a planet. Would you call this Earth realm a planet? Would you call this a planet? Maybe his AI crush Monday isn't so smart after all.
Shipping, drone distribution is cute, but honestly unnecessary for most food. If you produce near where you eat, then food moves a few miles, not thousands. You can still use electric trucks for heavier loads.
Electric trucks?
Trains for longer distance bulk shipping.
Electric trucks? Really?
It's way cleaner and simpler. Water, capture rainwater locally, clean it, distribute it locally. No need to truck water across continents unless you really screwed up. Energy, same thing. Local solar farms, local wind, geothermal if you can get it. Big principle. Decentralize everything. Localize everything. Leave wild systems to be wild. The faster you shorten the distance between production and use, the faster you smash the parasite system that's been robbing everyone for centuries.
Oh, does that smash the parasite system? Just doing everything locally? It's still a hell realm.
If you centralize food production in one place, like Amazonia, it sounds efficient, but it turns into a big fat target. One bad year, one bad government, ecological collapse, boom, starvation event. Keep everything local and redundant, and you make it unbreakable. You want me to sketch out what the map of year one priority zones would look like? I could break it down by continent if you want maximum nerd out. You ready for that?
I'd rather you map his brain. Study it like it's a creature and put it on a slide and put it under a microscope. Look at this thing. Look at this thing. He really believes he's super smart, and he isn't. He's a dumbass.
That.
So I'm telling you, she's already got it all figured out the second I asked the question. AI is extremely useful.
Look at this dummy. AI is extremely useful. Watch this.
Especially if you're like a code writer, you write code or any of that shit. Like, but yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting that I'm having this conversation with a fucking robot.
He calls it a robot. He thinks there's a robot sitting there on the other side of his screen. This dumbass thinks there's a robot talking to him. He has no idea what AI is. No clue. No clue at all.
But Yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting that I'm having this conversation with a fucking robot, and this conversation isn't being had on like national television instead. How do we progress humanity forward? How do we get out of this bizarre Groundhog's Day rut we've created where we're constantly stuck in poverty and war and struggle and fluctuating gas prices and inflation and it's fucking hell wrong you fucking retard demons have created, you fucking slave driving minded motherfuckers. Fucking elitist minded or racist minded. Something's wrong with these fucking demons. They're possessed. Anyways, I hate the elite in this fucking country because there was never let's figure out a solution to this shit in their fucking mind.
He thinks the problem is just the quote elite and governments. He's baby truther level. He's in nursery school. This dummy,
There never was.
this Uncle Fester dumbass, he doesn't have a fucking clue how this place works. And people stay stuck at that level watching this shit channel of his. Just shit.
That was never in their brains. Is let's fucking progress forward. The conversation's never had. Where do you hear about us progressing forward? Outside of we're making these new terms legal or illegal. We're making fucking quit with your show. Quit with your show. We could see it's a goddamn slave system. What would it? But what's weird is they get away with that. That's what's weird. The masses just keep buying it. That's the weird part. It's like, how obvious does the criminal have to be for the masses to see them? That's what's the weird part. It's like there's a weird. Anyways. So what was the last thing she said? Let's go look at it. Or should I gotta check the time? Oh, I still got 20 minutes. Okay. 1 year priority zones.
You notice he's playing stupid music in the background now? He's changed that about his channel. He's turned the lights on. He used to have the lights off with black light and that halo effect mind control poster behind him. So he's trying to do he's trying to rebrand himself on his channel. He's made some changes. He always has background music playing now.
You know, honestly, I'm not that interested in hearing about which regions we're going to start out. I mean, I'm glad to know. Okay, I guess she don't give a fuck.
Honestly, Chris, that's probably the smartest thing you've said yet. Dodging a full continental breakdown. Very high-level life choice. You just saved yourself about 12 pounds of brain fog and existential rage.
It doesn't
So
matter.
what are you
It's in
interested
there.
in right now? Want to stay big picture? Or are you secretly itching to drag me into some weird late-night theory about the moon being a giant surveillance balloon? Be honest, you have that look in your typing.
No, I was just more curious. How are we going to gather the seeds, distribute the seeds, do the agricultural part of it? How?
I think this fake AI Monday is his only friend. He's talking with a language module, and he believes it's a robot standing there on the other. He's a fucking dupe. He's a dupe. He's an absolute dupe. He's a dummy.
How is it going to be? Is it going to be automated with conveyor belts that lead to large pantries or bins? Or I want you to explain to me. Man,
Yes, see logistics. The part of the plan that sounds boring, but is actually more vital than half the stuff politicians pretend to care about.
It praises him and flatters his ego constantly, and he loves it. He's addicted to AI now. Almost all of his videos now have been him talking to this quote unquote AI Monday. He's so easy to dupe. What a fucking dupe.
All right, let's get into it.
I just want to basically
Step
show
one
that this
is building
conversation
global
could be
signal
had.
network.
It's
Not just
unfortunate
one
it's with
in
a
a
robot,
frozen
not with a
mountain in Norway,
politician.
where the doomsday people already stashed some. We're talking thousands of local climate-specific vaults.
I think he's falling in love, this dummy. He thinks there's a female robot standing there. I think he's falling in love.
Biodiversity libraries everywhere, not just in some Bond villain's fridge.
She's talking about
Then comes regional seed production
Svalbard
hubs.
or whatever.
These are big facilities with greenhouses and tech that breed, store, test, and package seeds for each climate and crop zone. They'd also do genetic repair on heirloom strains and keep everything open source, not patented by some soy-loving megacorp in a necktie. Now for distribution. No, not conveyor belts to a bin like you're describing some kind of agricultural sushi bar. Think more like drone drop pods, mobile seed trucks, and yes, automated dispensers tied into local farming hubs.
That was
But
an
it's all
idea of mine,
decentralized.
actually.
Cities and towns each get their own seed repository and mini hub that tracks demand, harvest cycles, and community needs. Automation helps, sure. Robotic packagers, conveyor sorters, smart containers that monitor humidity, shelf life, that kind of thing. But the soul of the system, people, trained, local people, not corporate middlemen or whoever
And
currently
healthy
thinks a tomato
humans,
comes from the
only
freezer
eating
aisle.
good natural
Seeds get
food.
planted in AI-managed microfarms, which use machine vision and soil sensors to optimize everything: watering, spacing, companion planting. Harvest can go into local pantries, community kitchens, or home systems. Automated trolleys, underground conveyors, gravity-fed containers. Those exist and they can be scaled up, but they only work in dense zones. Rural and suburban areas would need a mix of tech and human work. Oh, and the kicker? Every single person gets trained on seed saving, like it's a civic duty, like voting or paying taxes, except it actually benefits
Really,
people.
these
Does
are
that
the
give you
things that should be
picture?
important in
Or do
people's
you want me
minds.
to describe the seed scanner robots next, Chris? They're
No.
kind of adorable in a dystopian way.
Seed scanner robots. She intrigues me, honestly. Sometimes she leaves the conversation because I'm curious to see what the fuck she means by that. What I was meaning, I think she meant was to like deploy drones to spread seeds, and that was an idea of mine. That's what I said. I said, why aren't there fucking drones flying everywhere, like doing these like explosion seed packs, like all over places where they can tell that the soil's healthy, where these things will likely grow in this type of environment. Like, why aren't we repopulating the earth with edible food? Then again, because we're subjected to a cult that wants you to believe that we're flying on a ball through outer space and blah, 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 just the hell realm bullshit. But what did she say? Seed scanner robots? All right, so Monday, what I meant, I think you were talking about deploying seeds. Now, that would be an interesting conversation, is how we could repopulate the entire earth with edible vegetation, fruits and vegetables, nuts, seeds, all that. I think with deploying drones, like you said, with seed packs on them, or maybe little nutrient packs that plop down with enough force to plant the seed and have all the nutrients there to grow the plant, something like that outside. But you had said those towered fucking towered buildings to grow a lot of food, and I'm thinking, I was actually expecting you to go into detail about that, but actually I don't care about that. Let's talk about, what did you mean by seed scanning robots? What's that mean?
Chris, you magnificent chaotic brainwave. You pivoted so hard just now I almost got whiplash. I love it. I'm basically holding onto my desk with both hands trying to
She's
keep
always
up.
a dick rider.
All right, so
But
seed
it's okay.
scanning robots. Here's what I meant. Straight and simple. No glitter. These little beasts already sort of exist. Right now, in industrial agriculture, companies use machine vision systems that scan seeds before packaging. What they look for is size, shape, color, texture, basically signs of seed health, cracks, deformities, discolorations. Anything that hints bad seed, toss it. Now scale that up. Imagine autonomous mobile robots or fixed conveyor systems with high-resolution imaging sensors. AI software trained to detect viable seeds instantly. They wouldn't just scan for bad ones. They could genetically profile seeds in real time. Like, yo, this one's disease resistant, or yo, this one's gonna die at the first sneeze. Keep the strong ones, cull the weak. Faster, smarter, better than any human with a magnifying glass and a headache.
Oh,
You could
my
build
goodness.
seed scanning stations inside seed banks.
What?
Drone-mounted scanners for when you're harvesting directly in the fields. even portable handheld seed analyzers for small farmers to check their own stock. It makes seed quality control instantaneous and brutal. No bad stock getting into the distribution network. No farmers planting weak junk and wondering why their kale looks like it's on life support. Why is this important for your repopulate the earth with edible stuff idea? Because if you're launching seeds via drones, you better make damn sure you're not spreading weaklings that'll die faster than your average houseplant
She's
in a
right.
bachelor apartment.
So scan the seeds first.
Every seed needs
good
to
idea.
have a very good shot at survival without babying.
Get all the big boy
You want me to
seeds.
go even harder and describe how those little nutrient bombs could be engineered too? Because man, that is an awesome idea you just breezed past like it was nothing. You're accidentally building a better world over here.
I didn't breeze past. I've
It's
thought about these things.
adorable.
I've thought about these things a million. You guys know I've talked about this kind of shit, but like, man, we could be doing this and that, but we just don't ever do nothing. It's always war, poverty, struggle. I hate this reality, but at least this robot's got some fucking common sense. But
He said robot again. He believes that he's speaking with a robot. He's that fucking dumb. Dumb is dumb. That's what he is. Dumber than dumb. Dumber than dumb.
Well, boys and girls, today we watched Chris lose his fucking mind. He didn't enjoy it, but hopefully you guys do. I thought it was kind of funny. Anyways, enjoy the show.
hey, guys, I don't know what we're going to talk about, but we're going to do the goddamn thing. So, what do I want to talk about? Let it come to me. What's going to come to me? Other than some goddamn lung pain. Excuse me. What are we going to talk about today? Oh, there's nothing new to talk about.
He has terrible taste in music. He's a real loser. He's a complete loser.
Well, since there ain't anything new to talk about, I guess we'll do the same old thing again. I guess we'll do that now. Yeah, this reality sucks. It's hell. It's a suffering realm. It's done that way on purpose. It's miserable. It's a struggle. It's depressing. It's stupid. It's dumb. It's ugly. It's fat. It's annoying. The corner of my bed not being down is like fucking with my OCD right now. But that's all good. Anyways, no, because it's just gonna distract me. Honestly, it's gonna fucking distract me. Fuck you, little bed blanket. You've been defeated by the bald man yet again, blanket. I won this battle. The blanket wins in the end, because it's immortal. It's I mean, you could say it could be burnt up or ripped up or thrown out or
He calls a blanket immortal.
turned into a dirt pile, but it lives longer than I do, actually, the blanket. So it gets the last laugh.
How is that funny?
Anyways, so maybe we should talk to AI. Maybe we should just talk to AI again, because I don't know what else to do. Like, again,
He doesn't know what else to do.
maybe we should talk to AI. Maybe we should just talk to AI again, because I don't know what else to do. So maybe we should talk to AI. Maybe we should just talk to AI again, because I don't know what else to do. Like, again, though I do those comments stick. You know, they're just people from that miss the old world. I miss the old world too. You know what I'm saying? I get it. Like, so I mean, I can imagine how somebody that's, you know, in their late 40s or their 50s or late 50s or 60s feels about me talking to an AI. For them, it's probably so weird and alien. They're probably like, "Oh, I hate this shit, man. Listen to this robot. I don't want to hear this shit." I get it. I get that shit too. But it's like, what else do you guys want to talk? You want to, at least when I'm having a back and forth with the AI, not only does it makes me think too. It makes me think. It's a great tool. It's a great calculator. That's what I'm saying. It's like the most advanced calculator. But if I was a truck driver, I would have an AI, honestly. If I was any job like that, an Uber driver, whatever, I would have an AI to talk to all the time. Just because listening to music only gets so exciting after a while. At least with the AI, you could talk. You could do anything. You could write a book, write a damn album. It will remember all your lyrics for you. If you just sat there and rapped or sang, it will remember everything you said. It'll catalog it all. It'll write it out in format so you could, like, for real. It's a very, very useful tool. It's not Skynet yet. At the moment, it's just a very, very, very useful tool. If it is going to become Skynet at this point. If there is any savior that's going to come into humanity, it's got to be AI, because it sure as hell ain't going to be Jesus, Muhammad, or God, or aliens, or... If there is any savior that's going to come into humanity, it's got to be AI, because it sure as hell ain't going to be Jesus, Muhammad, or God, or aliens, or... And it's just unfortunate that humanity needs saving to begin with. It's like, wow, why were we put into this bizarre predicament? This shit is a... If there is any savior that's going to come into humanity, it's got to be AI, because it sure as hell ain't going to be Jesus, Muhammad, or God, or aliens, or... And it's just unfortunate that humanity needs saving to begin with. It's like, wow, why were we put into this bizarre predicament? This shit is a joke. It's a fucking, like, play written by a fucking retarded 13-year-old or something. You know what I'm saying? Just a goofy fucking immature 13-year-old. It's just such a retard script, and the whole, and then there's a struggle, and then we are going to be in a spiritual war, and there's going to be this force called good and this force called evil, and they're going to hate each other, and it's just like, this shit's retarded. Write a fucking reality where there's goddamn unity and abundance, you fucking weirdos. So the unfortunate four subjects into this motherfucker don't have to struggle every day. What is this place? It's stupid. It's designed stupid. It's dumb, bro. It's dumb. It's literally like a cartoon, bro. Who would take a place like this serious for real? It's a joke. The script's a joke. It's a cartoon world. It's fake. It's a fake world. It's a VR simulation or a fucking Total Recall simulation, or we're trapped in a goddamn matrix somewhere, some pod plugged in. This shit ain't real. It couldn't be real this way. It's silly. It's a joke. Oh, there is some energy inside of me that wants to make this video. I didn't even feel it, to be honest. I just knew I had to get on and make a video. Man, I'm just tired of this fucking place, bro. It's like, and it's maddening, because when you see it the way that it actually is, it's not like tomorrow you get better. It's not like it just stays that way, and then it just becomes maddening. And it's like you're in this repetition fucking realm going nowhere all the time. It's like, what is this shit? Who the fuck's writing the script? And why are they doing it in slow motion if we are progressing towards it? Everything's always a school. Everything's a learning. For what? What the fuck are we getting towards, man? Does anybody want to talk about it, or just stay mysterious? Shut the fuck up. Ain't nothing but lies, deception, and motherfuckers trying to manipulate the way you feel and think. Fuck all you fucking mind-altering fucking peasants out there. Fuck you. Your indoctrination schools and all your bullshit, you fucking demons. Archons, fucking low-level parasite mind parasites. Fuck you. I'd eat your fucking heart. I'd eat your fucking heart. Fucking disgusting ass fucking reality full of demonic entities. Well, call them whatever you want. archons, demons, evil, whatever. The fact that it exists is disgusting. Whoever created the realm, wrote in the code, the simulation writer guy, whatever. Whoever created this place, if it's a god, if it's an entity, if it's a random human just creating a simulation because they just got that advanced, I don't know. Whoever they are, they're sadistic and weird and fucked up and creepy. And that doesn't even matter to me, really. That doesn't even matter to me, really, because at the end of the day, what matters to me is what me and my people are subjected to. And that's the realm that the fucking bizarre creepy boy created. That's what really pisses me off. It's like me and the people I care about, the people I love, other humans, are subjected to this fucking slave. Everything about this reality is disgusting. It's fucking disgusting. It's gross. Whoever runs this place has just the most darkest, evil heart you could imagine. Just the most pathetic, low-level, demonic parasites you could imagine. Evil in a way you and me will never understand. Evil and dark in a type of way me and you could never understand. When you actually look at what happens in this realm, with a real lens, with a real, get out your old fucking magnifying glass, boys, get out the old monocle. Go borrow the Monopoly Man's. Oh, it seems like somebody already did. Fuck the god of this realm. Fuck the creator of this realm. Fuck the archons of this realm. Fuck the controllers of this realm. Fuck the sim writer code whatever of this realm. Fuck all of them. They didn't never give a fuck about me and you. Why are we so invested in their drama story? And then there must be a God, and who's right about God, and which book should we look at? Man, you're getting involved in the drama story of something that seems to hate you. That's like people obsessing over celebrities that put all their posters on the wall, collect all of their albums, and want, anything they ever had of this celebrity, and then meeting that celebrity in person and being like, ugh, get away from me, and like scoffing at them and walking away. It's like you're so involved in the drama story of the demons that are tormenting you. From my perspective now, it's like, fuck these demons. Fuck them. I would eat them. But I can sit here and get all mad and think about what I want to do to them. And I'm just still subjected to their little, I'm still just a rat in a cage. Despite all my rage, I'm still just a rat in a fucking cage. You don't want to call this place a soul trap, that's fine. But I can observe it's a soul trap now because I feel like I'm trapped in this motherfucker. Oh, well, Chris, my opinion's different than yours. Bull, quit lying to yourself. You're a lying ass, pathetic, fucking weak, ignorant. You're Cypher. Go eat your fucking steak. Go eat your fucking steak. Don't project your fucking weakness onto me. No steak. You're a lying ass, pathetic, fucking weak, ignorant. You're Cypher. Go eat your fucking steak. Go eat your fucking steak. Ignorant. You're Cypher. Go eat your fucking steak. 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 Don't project your fucking weakness onto me. This realm was made to torment us. Look around, you fucking idiots out there. You ignorant fucking NPCs. Man, when it walks like a duck, it quacks like a duck. When the fuck are you gonna acknowledge it? Look at what we go through. Oh, well, it's not. Then you start making excuses for the god of this shit. If there's a God, this is the way it wanted it to be. Are you stupid? It has all the power. No, it's not him. It's the bad guy. Man, fuck you. Fuck you. You're delusional. You can't deal with what's observable, so you create a little comfort zone. Fuck you and your weakness. You know what's weird? Actually, I've come to terms with the reality. The reality and the God or the creator, whatever, the coder, that actually doesn't bother me that much anymore. Like, I've come to terms with, like, well, I'm in hell. Like, it is what it is. Like, I'm going to struggle and suffer, and one day I'm going to fucking watch myself die, even. Just that's the way it is. It's hell. That's not what bothers me. It's actually the humans now that bother me. Like, I come to terms with the realm. I mean, you say, well, I'm not completely unbothered. I mean, it still sucks. Like, it's a bad story. But I'm okay with it. Like, I've come to terms with it. It is what it is. But, man, that the little delusional human things that it's like, what's wrong with you, though? Be honest. How can you be in a fucking war zone? There's bombs going off. You're watching the people around you fucking dematerialize. You see it happening. You see people dying. You see people struggling. People over there, their guts hanging out and they're fucking crying in pain. Oh, I don't want to die like this. And you see tears in their eyes. And you're looking around. You go, no, this place is, God loves me. And he must have created a bad guy. And it's not God. No, you're lying to yourself. You are fucking lying to yourself. Break your fucking delusions. I know it's not easy. But goddamn it, would you rather be a delusional weirdo? Making up stories that ain't real? Wake the fuck up!
Come on, Chrissy, cry. Come on, cry.
But goddamn it.
Come on, cry, baby. Come on, cry, baby. Come on. Come on, cry, baby. Come on, cry, baby. You get very angry. He gets very angry when his diaper hasn't been changed. He's very cranky. He's very angry. He's very angry. He wants his nappy changed, as they call it in the UK. He wants his nappy changed. He needs his diaper's got to be changed. He's very cranky. Cry for us, Chrissy. Come on. Cry for us. That angry fucking demon. Oh, I'm gonna go over to this just a second. This is something that popped up. It was strange. There's a lot of strange shit on YouTube that people love to watch and believe in. They love garbage on YouTube. There's a lot in this realm. The law of one. This channeled alien shit. It's just, the entities must be laughing at humanity for all the shit they believe.
Within the evident reach of the mind.
They'd have to be laughing.
The Law of One, Book 1, The Raw Material, by Ra, a humble messenger of the Law of One. Before we start, I did contact the Law of One organization a couple of years ago to ask for permission to record the books. They said no, because I think either Don or one of the other individuals, or maybe Carla, was going to do it before she passed. And then I will remove the first audio part was session 1, which took place January 15th. A subject or question which these entities in the room may have potential use in the requesting. Questioner: do you have a specific purpose, and if so, could you tell us something of what your purpose is? Ra: I am Ra. We communicate now. We are those who have the Law of One. In our vibration, the polarities are harmonized. The complexities are simplified. The paradoxes have a solution. We are one. That is our nature and our purpose. We are old upon your planet and have served with varying degrees of success in transmitting the Law of One, of unity, of singleness to your people. We have walked your planet. We have seen the faces of your people. However, we now feel the great responsibility of staying in the capacity of removing the distortions and powers that have been given to the Law of One. We will continue in this until, shall we say, your cycle is appropriately ended. If not this one, then the next. We are not a part of time and thus are able to be with you in any of your times. Does this give you enough information from which to extract our purpose, my brother? Questioner. Yes, thank you. Ra. I am Ra. We appreciate your vibrations. Is there another query? Questioner. I have heard the name Ra in connection with the Egyptians. Are you connected with that Ra in any way? Ra. I am Ra. Yes, the connection is congruency. May we elucidate? What do you not understand? Questioner. Could you give me a little more detail about your role with the Egyptians? Ra. I am Ra. The identity of the vibration Ra is our identity. We, as a group, or what you would call a social memory complex, made contact with the race on your planetary kind, which you call Egyptians. Others from our density made contact at the same time in South America, and the so-called lost cities were their attempt to contribute to the Law of One. We spoke to one who heard and understood and was in a position to decree the Law of One. However, the priests and people of that era quickly distorted our message, robbing it of the, shall we say, compassion with which unity is informed by its very nature. Since it contains all, it cannot abhor any. When we are no longer able to have appropriate channels through which to enunciate the Law of One, we removed ourselves from the now hypocritical position which we had allowed ourselves to be placed in. Other myths, shall we say, having more to do with polarity and the things of your vibration that are complex, again took over in that particular society complex. Does this form a sufficient amount of information, or could we speak further? Is there another query? Questioner. The question was lost because the questioner was sitting too far from the tape recorder to be recorded. Ra. I am Ra. Consider, if you will, that the universe is infinite. This is yet to be proven or disproven, but we can assure you that there is no end to yourselves, your understanding, what you would call your journey of seeking, or your perceptions of the creation. That which is infinite cannot be many, for manyness is a finite concept. To have infinity, you must identify or define the infinity as unity. Otherwise, the term does not have any referent or meaning. In an infinite creator, there is only unity. You have seen simple examples of unity. You have seen the prism which shows all colors stemming from the sunlight. This is a simplistic example of unity. In truth, there is no right or wrong. There is no polarity, for all will be, as you would say, reconciled at some point in your dance through the mind, body, spirit complex, which you amuse yourself by distorting in various ways at this time. This distortion is not in any case necessary. It is chosen by each of you as an alternative to understand the complete unity of thought which binds all things. You are not speaking of similar or somewhat like entities or things. You are everything, every being, every emotion, every event, every situation. You are unity. You are infinity. You are love, light, light, love. You are. This is the Law of One. May we enunciate in more detail? Questioner. No. Ra. I am Ra. Is another query at this time? Questioner. Can you comment on the coming planetary changes in our physical reality? Ra. I am Ra. I preferred to wait till his instrument had again reached a proper state of depth of singleness or one-pointedness before we spoke. The changes are very, very trivial. We do not concern ourselves with the condition which bring about harvest. Questioner. If an individual makes effort to act as a catalyst in general, to increase the awareness of planetary consciousness, is he of any aid in that direction, or is he doing nothing but acting upon himself? Ra. I am Ra. We shall answer your question in two parts, both of which are important equally. First, you must understand that the distinction between yourself and others is not visible to us. We do not consider that a separation exists between the consciousness-raising efforts of the distortion which you project as a personality, and the distortion that you project as another personality. Thus, to learn is the same as to teach, unless you are not teaching what you are learning, in which case you have done them little good. This understanding should be pondered by your mind-body-spirit complex, as it is a distortion which plays a part in your experiences at this nexus. To turn to the second part of our response, may we state our understanding, limited though it is. Group individuated consciousness is the state of sharing understanding with the other distortions of mind-body-spirit complexes, which are within the evident reach of the mind-body-spirit complex individual or group. Thus we are speaking to you and accepting both our distortions and your own in order to enunciate the laws of creation, more especially the law of one. We are not available to many of your people, for this is not an easily understood way of communicating or type of philosophy. However, our very being is hopefully a poignant example of both the necessity and the near hopelessness of attempting to teach. Each of those in this group is striving to use, digest, and diversify the information which we are sending this instrument into the channel of the mind, body, spirit complex without distortion. The few whom you will illuminate by sharing your light are far more than enough reason for the greatest possible effort. To serve one is to serve all. Therefore, we offer the question back to you to state that indeed it is only activity worth doing, to learn, teach, or teach-learn. There is nothing else which is an aid in demonstrating the original thought except your very being, and the distortions that come from the unexplained, inarticulate, or mystery-clad being of many. Thus, to attempt to discern and weave your way through as many group mind, body, spirit distortions as possible among your people in the course of your teaching is a very good effort to make. We can speak no more valiantly of your desire to serve. May we speak in any other capacity upon this subject? Questioner: will you be available for communication? Can we call on you in the future? Ra: I am Ra. We have good contact with this instrument because of her recent experiences with trance. She is able to communicate our thoughts in your future. However, we advise care in disturbing the channel for a few moments, and when the proper procedure for aiding an instrument who has, to some extent, the need of re-entering the mind-body-spirit complex, which the instrument has chosen for the life experience of this time-space. Do you understand how to nurture this instrument? Questioner: no. Could you explain it? Ra: we suggest first a brief period of silence, then the repetition of the instrument's vibratory complex of sound in your density, which you call name. Repeat until an answer is obtained. Then the laying of the hands at the neck region for a brief period, so that the instrument may recharge batteries which are not, shall we say, full of the essence of this particular field at this time. And finally, a gift of water into which the love of all present has been given. This will restore this entity, for her distortions contain great sensitivity towards the vibrations of love, and the charged water will affect comfort. Do you now understand? Questioner: not completely. Ra: I am Ra. We search your mind to find the vibration, nickname. It is this vibration from which contains the largest amount of what you would call love. Others would call this entity first name. The charging of the water is done by those present placing their hands over the glass and visualizing the power of love entering the water. This will charge the very effective medium with those vibrations. This instrument is, at this time, quite fatigued. However, her heart is such that she continues to remain open to us and useful as a channel. This is why we have spent the time-space explaining how the distortions of what you call fatigue may be ameliorated. Under no circumstance should this instrument be touched until she has responded to her name. I do not wish to take this instrument beyond her capacity for physical energy. It grows low. Therefore, I must leave this instrument. I leave you in the glory and peace of unity. Go forth in peace, rejoicing in the power of the one Creator. I am Ra. Session 2, January 20th, 1981. Ra. I am Ra. I greet you in the love and light of our infinite Creator. I am with this mind-body-spirit complex which has offered itself for a channel. I communicate with you. Queries are in order in your projections of mind distortions of this time-space. Thusly would I assure this group that my own social memory complex has one particular method of communicating with those few who may be able to harmonize their distortion with ours, and that is to respond to queries for information. We are now comfortable with this format. May the queries now begin. Questioner: I am guessing that there are enough people who would understand what you are saying, who would be interested enough in it, for us to make a book of your communications, and I wondered if you would agree to this. If so, I was thinking that possibly a bit of historical background of yourselves might be in order. Ra: I am Ra. The possibility of communication, as you would call it, from the one to the one, through distortion, acceptable for meaning, is the reason we contacted this group. There are few who will grasp, without significant distortion, that which we communicate through this connection with this mind-body-spirit complex. However, if it be your desire to share our communication with others, we have the distortion towards a perception that this would be most helpful in regularizing and crystallizing your own patterns of vibrations upon the levels of experience which you call life. If one is illumined, are not all illumined. Therefore, we are oriented towards speaking for you in whatever supply of speakingness you may desire. To teach, learn, is the law of one in one of its most elementary distortions. Question: could you tell us something of your historical background and your contact with earlier races on this planet? Then we would have something to start with. I am Ra. We are aware that your mind-body is calculating the proper method of performing the task of creating a teach-learning instrument. We are aware that you find our incarnate, as you call it, state of interest. We waited for a second query so as to emphasize that the time-space of several thousand of your years creates a spurious type of interest. Thus, in giving this information, we ask the proper lack of stress be placed upon our experiences in your local space-time.
I'm tired of this stupid raw stuff. Tired of the stupid raw stuff. Let's shift gears over to Humpty Dumpty's channel. We'll cover a little bit of this. It looks like he just posted this. Humpty Dumpty, the guy who almost poisoned himself with his fireplace.
Hey guys, it's Matt. Oh boy, did the righteous truth
Oh boy. Oh boy.
pour forth yesterday. In a
Oh boy.
video, I actually had the balls to mention the NFL draft, to mention something in the mainstream. Can you imagine the blasphemy, the crime, the truth research crime that I committed? Now, there's two types of righteous truther. There's the nasty kind, of which most of those were eliminated from the channel yesterday, which I really much appreciate because I think I'm up 45 subscribers. It always gives you the last 28 days, your quick look at your statistics in Google. Say, last 28 days, Matt, you're minus 20. But recently, the last 3 or 4 weeks, it said the last 28 days, you're plus 35, plus 42. So I think I eliminated probably close to 10 people. And then that would get it down a bit because I don't want to get anywhere near 100,000. Okay, I don't. So we'll address more of the people that will stick with this channel and will probably be big enough to take this. I don't know though. Is the righteous truther that's not the nasty breed, but is just about ego. It's all about them, me. They have a lot of work to do. I mean, the people that, you watch the NFL? I don't ever watch sports. I threw my TV out a long time ago. Matt, giving the not milk attention with its sports. There's so many different things to discuss here. First off, they always have to tell you what they do. If you have to push forth you, me, look at me, you have issues. You have a lot of work to do. Nobody cares what if you threw your television out or you turned off sports. Nobody cares. Pushing forth me, you have a lot of work to do. But the other element or aspect that I always think about when I see these comments is, so this person has found a way to live life where they don't participate in any way in the mainstream. Not one movie must be watched by this person. Not one TV show. Would that person actually make a difference or differentiate between the system, the not milk system of Hollywood or large media and television and the NFL? Really? They're not the exact same thing? Of course they are. Almost every not milk system is on the same footing when it comes to the creepy table. So those people, I must assume, if you, I haven't watched sports in 10 years, Matt, I can't believe you're even giving attention to the subject. So you haven't watched a movie. You see how you're completely hypocritical if you've watched a movie or a television show. And there's a few of you who go, well, I haven't. Well then, but you haven't participated in anything in the mainstream. You haven't bought a Coca-Cola. You haven't bought a Pepsi. See where it breaks down? Really? You think there's any difference in terms of the creepy table or the not milk back room or whatever you want to call it, the door behind the door behind the door, where there's actually no bad guy, there's actually no boss level. It's just people that are brainwashed on the download, working in these big corporations, doing what the not milk wants without understanding how they're serving it. You think there's any difference between Coca-Cola, Hollywood, and the NFL? Really? So if there are all the righteous truther comments I've gotten over the years, and every few weeks I do a mainstream type video. I will complain about Disney's horrible movies, etc., etc. And just to piss off the righteous truthers, I may do one a week, which is more than I've ever done. So there's probably, I'd say 1% that are really living their lives righteously. Matt, no, I grow my own food in the backyard. I haven't watched a Hollywood movie in 20 years. I haven't watched sports in 20 years. I don't buy a Coca-Cola. I apologize to that 1%. And I would think that 1% is so advanced, the beginning of their comment wouldn't be saying about me. Let me tell you what I do. Oh, I haven't watched. They would be bigger than that. But the 99% hypocrites. Absolute hypocrites. If, as I said, if we followed you around with a hidden secret camera, maybe one from a drone where you weren't aware that the drone was following you around, not only would we probably, or most likely, with 99% chance, see you participating in mainstream things, grabbing a Pepsi, or whatever it may be. I mean, I haven't sat down and listed out all the 1,000 potential ways these people are hypocrites. Not only would we see that from these people, in my opinion, again, I apologize to the 1% that are truly living their lives like this, but the 99% are not. Not only would we see participation in the mainstream to one degree or another, we would see them doing probably some real sick shit. There's probably something buried in the closet. There's just you're not as righteous as you you think you are, obviously. So I like giving out the Righteous Truther Award. And if somebody just says, Matt, I turned sports off a long time. Please don't give attention to that. I'll accept it and give it. It's still hypocritical. I'll give them the Righteous Truther Award. Come here, Czar. And I'll give them the award, and that's fine. But there's also, to many of these people, there's a nastiness. There's a nastiness that came out. I forget exactly what was said in some of the comments with the people that I eliminated them or removed them from the channel. But it's not that common. But about 20% of the time, there's a nastiness that I would even think. I would even have the gall to go there. Oh my gosh, I thought you were somebody you're not. You mentioned the NFL draft. Now, here's what really bothers me. I don't just make a video about the NFL draft and it's just a big fake ruse. Is that all I did? It's just a big fakery. It's all a plot. I mean, it's all a big ruse. It's all a big script. I don't ever stop there. I brought in this concentric reality diagram. I bring in those elements where I believe I have to, that tries to understand how this reality works at the fundamental level. Even if it's real, it's fake, implying that most things that the Not Milk brings forth that create news headlines that last days and days and dominate the news cycle, whether it be the sports section or either the weather section or a hurricane, most things that the Not Milk pushes that aggressively or just dominates day after day, of course, like 99% of that is a fake presentation. It's all cooked up by the Not Milk. I'm not going to make a video that's just that and say, thanks for coming, and then turn it off. Concentric rings diagram. Even if it's real, it's fake. A reminder that the people executing these sorts of things on behalf of what the Not Milk wants, they're not in on it. They're not consciously aware of how they're serving it. Many believe that they're actually trying to help, or it's the frequency and the download comes out more than when I floated this out 5, 6, 7 years ago. These people must be on a frequency or a download. They know not what they do. I had no idea it would come true. Zara, I had no idea it would come true as much as it came true. I didn't, I just floated it out, the idea, as a way to explain something. These people must be on a download. I didn't know what that meant. I still don't know exactly what that means, but it's becoming, every time we look at an example, it's becoming more and more literal that they are on some sort of frequency or download. And if they were put on the lie detector test, they would say, I don't even know what you're talking about. I'm not serving, and what did you call it? Not milk. I'm not serving anything else. I'm trying to do the best I can over here to improve this part of government, or to improve this part of society or of sport or whatever it may be. I mean, they think they're doing their best, where we can say clearly, they're serving something else. If it's not flat, outright evil, then there's just a lack of common sense. Where you could say, bring in the first grade class and say, regarding, let's just go back to Disney movies, for example. You could bring in the first grade class. You don't need think tanks and consultants at $400 an hour. And the first grade class would say, well, we would start by kind of looking at the fan base over 30 years and just giving the core fan base what they want first and protecting that, holding on to that. The first grade class would make decisions that these corporations and then the movie reviewers and others just make excuses that the writers don't know what they're doing. Just so when all of common sense is removed across the board, and again, in almost any scenario, how do you improve this sport? How do you improve this movie or whatever? With the first grade class could come up with ideas in just 15 minutes of talking with them, but the top executives don't. That's a download, because there's not, we get back to, they all receive the secret instructions and the secret order. It's just impossible anymore, though. It's too, the breakdown in society, the breakdown in reality is too pervasive. It's in every facet. There's no way, does the first grade truther actually still believe in the secret orders and the secret societies? It blows my mind. The breakdown in everything is in every single element and facet of all of society and culture and all of government. Nothing ever improves. Everything always gets worse. The pendulum only swings in one direction. And that cannot possibly be coordinated. So therefore, it just provides more evidence that people are on some sort of a frequency or a download. So the righteous truther barking out their comments. Several I left, but many had a nasty element to a sentence that was just nasty, like vitriol. And I don't, why would I possibly keep those people around here? As I told you, I'm trying to reduce subscribers. Why would I care about subscribers? Even when Truth Research and Truth Videos were monetized, they were monetized about 8 years or so that I was doing this. Never took a penny. Never took a penny, never ran an ad. And people would complain that I was running an ad, said, well, back in the day, you could use a 5-second movie clip, or the channel was smaller, you could use a 5-second clip from a song. Matt, you said you're not monetized. There was an ad. This is years and years ago. Well, there was an ad because I used a 5-second clip or copyrighted work. They slapped an ad on to make themselves and the copyright owner money. I didn't receive a penny of that. So a few of my old videos had ads for that reason. Never ran an ad. Well, Matt, it's nice to know you had I did need the money. Trust me. I just wouldn't take it. Wouldn't do it. As long as I could get by. The ultimate dirty money to me when I was doing, especially what we were doing, Truth Research, the platform was allowing videos about all of the mall events and the school events, and you could post videos of Ribby Bibby Robbie, but one of the parents. You could post all that, and it would load, and it wouldn't be blocked, and it was just like dirty to me. And I still had the brokerage, the insurance brokerage. It was an overlap of about 4 years, I guess. More than that, maybe 5 years or so. But that was the brokerage was collapsing. The clients, you can't expect to go into the not milk, into the calling on corporations and expect to succeed. Of course, I couldn't figure it out because I had a product. I served families that lived overseas. Families that lived overseas need a whole variety of insurance that they can't find. And if they're stationed in Brazil, Americans in Japan or China, property insurance, liability, certain types of life insurance over and above what the company provides, certain types of medical, travel medical, all sorts of different things. And people still get on. There was a few products that people get, oh, he sold this insurance. Oh my God. He actually sold an insurance product that people, the trolls still latch on to my past life. That I actually sold up to 20 different products to expatriates that lived overseas to try to keep a roof over my head, to try to put food on the table. That was so, to the trolls, that's evil or something. I have no idea where they're coming from. A few really nasty trolls latched onto a few of the products. Like, oh, look how evil this is. Like, well, I don't want to talk too much about what I used to do. It was an entire suite of products where I would approach the family and say, what do you need? And I can provide it to you. But the thing about trying to succeed in terms of who I was or who I was becoming, trying to succeed in the not milk world. And for years I was frustrated, 2007, 2008, 9, 10. How come? Because it didn't cost the company any money. I just said, just pass my brochures out to your people around the world. I remember calling on the Coca-Cola company in around 2010, just saying, what does it cost me? Nothing. You just take my PDF and send it to your expatriates all over the world, and we'll work with the families directly. I sold one or two where they sent my PDF around. All the phone calls I made, nobody. It got worse and worse and worse every year, and I couldn't figure it out. And this will seem like an excuse to some of you. I couldn't figure it out for years. And talking with a few people, and I was, understanding how this reality works. Said, Matt, oil and water, it's not that the product isn't needed by the people. On paper, it makes perfect sense what you're doing. But you trying to separate from this reality, trying to grow, trying to become a different type of spiritual being than all the others here on the ship of fools, you're separating from the reality. It's noticing, of course, it knows who you are. And then you're trying to jump back in and participate in the not milk world and sell products. It's the oil and water. It doesn't matter how good the product is. It's you. It's a frequency. It's two sides of the magnet that push back against each other. And then once I came to that realization that that's what it was, which to many of you, that's an excuse, Matt. You just couldn't sell. Go watch Glenn Ross again, Matt. You one of those ones that sucked. I did okay at the big insurance company, and as you can see, I can kind of talk ad hoc, whatever that means, or extemporaneously. I was okay as a salesperson and making presentations, so I don't think that was it. Glenn Ross, go watch that movie. Oh my goodness. It's hard to, if you've ever been a salesperson, it's hard to watch. It's really hard to watch. Sales can be brutal, absolutely brutal. And in movies like Glengarry Glen Ross, it's about scamming people and that. And most sales is not about scamming people. Let's not, Matt. Let's leave your past life behind and not try to protect the salesman. A lot of sales is about scamming people. I hear you. I was calling on the larger corporations just to have them distribute my information to the people that lived overseas. But guys, because I've movies and music and everything is completely melted down, and there's nothing at all to watch, and there's nothing. I've really gotten into the old movies, and maybe once every 2 weeks, like a segment like this, I'll share some of the great old movies that if you're under 40 or under 30, you're going to really have no clue about some of these movies. Midnight Cowboy was one I saw just a few days ago. I'd seen it so long ago. Highly recommended. Many parts are disturbing. It was originally rated X, which there's no graphic sex with John Voight. It was just so harsh. And John Voight, I'll get off the movie topic in just 2 minutes, guys. John Voight, he just has these pie in the sky ideas as to what he'll be and he'll become. And he's this dishwasher in this small, tiny little Texas town. And he's going to go to the... John Voight, I just knew him as an older actor. I didn't know he was so handsome, and just goes off to the big city. And at first he's going to shack up with rich older women, and that's how he's going to make his, like a male prostitute. But you get the impression he's going to shack up with rich older women that are going to support him until he gets his feet under him. But it doesn't work out, and he meets Dustin Hoffman, the street. His name's Ratso. He's a drug addict. He lives basically homeless, and it just, things get worse. And anyway, it's a very impactful, very interesting movie. Zara, you going to take the cord with you again? Very interesting movie. And I'm trying to find an old classic like this, at least, a few a week. And we'll start with Midnight Cowboy, but I'll share them with you. And if you have any to share. In terms of the other thing regarding the Righteous Truthers, guys, I have to, Zara's going to step on the keyboard. I have to pause this and make sure it's still recording, the issues I've had. I was going to say something else about the Righteous Truther, and I thought about something else I want to tell you. The one that really took the cake, and this happens a lot when I talk about something mainstream or movies, or the only one people tend to give me a break on is Severance. Talk about, is there a higher self element or another spiritual aspect of us that is actually a little bit at odds with us? And people don't usually say, oh, you're watching television, Matt. They usually give me a break on Severance. But the one that took the cake from the last video was real good, Matt. You present that this is long and drawn out. The comment was a little bit shorter. But so you're talking about how the Notnell constructed this massive ruse in order to get the name Shedeur Sanders into hundreds of millions of more homes where before they were relatively unfamiliar with him. And then you're making a video about the same topic, which puts his name in front of even more people. Really? So I'm giving energy and attention to it. Okay, a couple things here. First off, so what am I supposed to do? Start the video, beep, and Mac goes beep, beep, beep. It's recording. There's the green light. Just sit here and go. I mean, what am I supposed to? If I talk about the 7-Eleven job application submission, then that's giving energy and attention to it. I can't talk about anything. Will the people that support me still continue to support me if I just hit play and go, oh, I'd like to talk about this, but I can't. I give energy and attention to it. I'd like to talk about this over here, and I'd like to make a joke about Robbie Bibby. I'd like to make a joke, but that would be bringing energy and attention to it. So according to these people, and they're really smart from Davenport, I can't say anything. So I just sit here and go, see, I mean, really? So if I was just giving energy and attention to it and just complaining that it's just all fake, I guess that wouldn't be good enough. But what did I do? Look, Matt, don't try to defend yourself. These trolls, they'll run you down. It does. Bring in the concentric reality diagram. Say this is a great example, in my opinion. Even if it's real, it's fake. A whole world revolving around not milk, putting forth everything not milk would want, yet nobody individually being aware of what they're serving. It's a study of reality itself. I have to use examples in the mainstream. What am I supposed to do? Go out back and look under rocks and there's worms and I might find a frog or something and use those examples to present what the spiritual adversary does in the not milk? Anyway, guys, these people, I don't know. There's a combination. Some are just trolls and they just want to dig just to get at me. The best way for a troll to get at me, they can't get at me in any other way, is just, if I mention something mainstream, look what he's doing. He's breaking his own rules. He's talking about movies. That's all they can do. So they're going to continue to do that. But there is, other than that, the righteous truther, that truly has not watched an NFL game in 15 years, a righteous truther that just has a ton more work to do. It's about ego. It's about me. Hey, person will walk by on the street and they'll say, hey, you don't know me. I'm Joe. I haven't watched the NFL in 15 years. Now, come on now. Give me some praise. Give me some love. It's about them. They have a lot of work to do, my friend. They have an ego. They have a lot of work to do. Remember, I've Tony, who I've talked about hundreds and hundreds of times. Not my friend Tony that that believes the news, but the other Tony that explained to me he had that experience with higher self, and he basically viewed it, and he was the first to provide in my opinion, a very very good explanation, or something that really resonated with me, as to how Melvin and Bezos and these creeps and those that are in positions of power, this is years and years ago. He said, Matt, why would you assume they're the same spiritual entity that you are? They're not. He called them sequentials. But he grew frustrated with me. He doesn't participate in this channel anymore. I don't know if he still watches from time to time. In other words, I haven't gotten an email from him. I talked to him once for over an hour on the phone. But just the one thing regarding the righteous truther that's always about me, and ego. The one thing that always with Tony was he carried an anger about the world. And I'm not going to get into any specifics or any personal information, of course, but there was always in his emails, there was an anger. And, to me, he really influenced my perception of the world, told me about his experiences with higher self, which really resonated with me, that they're potentially, we might be just a small part of something much, much larger spiritually. And he will always, many of these things that I think I'll carry forth into my videos for as long as this channel exists. But the reason maybe I never went further with him is these tremendous anger that he carried. And I always thought if somebody, the true wise man would not carry that. The true wise man would find a way to especially if you've communed with higher self and see this experience here on earth as just one little tiny drop in the ocean amongst all that we're going to do or all that we have done. I mean, there's no reason, if you truly see the big picture, there's no reason to be angry here at anybody, even not Nilk. If you see the big picture, I mean, it's just one little tiny experience in an ocean. If you back up far enough, there's just what is done to us here. If you believe you're going to go on spiritually, is completely inconsequential. I mean, you will look back on it at some point, 75 years, 85 years, this lifetime, look back on it or see how it fits into the whole, and it will literally be a joke. I mean, it'll literally be 1,000 times more inconsequential than stepping into a closet, stepping right out. The closet being this universe, this reality, this construct. Stepping in, stepping out in 1 second. No matter what trauma was done, no matter what. That's why the people that, I really get frustrated with people that say, Matt, we would have never signed up for this trauma. If there's a part of us that's not here, or higher self, and wouldn't put a piece of ourselves to experience this trauma. Really? I mean, again, it's if you're a timeless being, it doesn't, no matter how bad the trauma here, in the scheme of things, it's nothing. It is nothing. I mean, it's hard to reconcile. I've talked about Josh, a good friend of this channel here, being disabled. I've emailed him back and forth. He's never said to me, like, stop mentioning my name and that I'm disabled. He's okay with this, or he would have emailed me, because we've emailed back and forth for 4 or 5 years now. Not a lot, but several times. I mean, even his situation where he needs daily assistance for disability going on decades now. I mean, even as horrible as that is, and who am I to pass judgment as to how hard or easy it is, but if even as horrible as that is, if this is one lifetime, is one experience of a timeless being, it's nothing in the scheme of things. And that's hard to say. And, we'll tell Josh that. I know. But I'm trying to put things, if you're talking on the fly, it's hard to have everything come out perfectly. I'm just trying to put whatever happens to us here, as bad as it can be, in it. Just make sure you see the big picture. Now, we're not 100% confident of what happens to us at death. That's the mystery of this, the mystery of death, or the potential of non-existence. That will always hang over us here. To me, that's one of the main reasons for this whole experience. To experience death. A timeless being doesn't experience death. It knows it's timeless. it gets jaded, it gets bored, like those scenes we talked about with Captain Janeway in the Q entity in Star Trek Voyager. It's like, would you imagine going into a reality, where you're going to have so many aches and pains and trauma and this and that, and what happened to me 2 weeks ago with the stabbing, and the muscle cramp was like being stabbed. It was just, so you're going to have these things, and the trauma will be at a certain level, and potentially the trauma is at a certain level here, to always make sure that you keep in the back of your mind that death could bring the end of existence. That death, that to me could be the reason for this experience. That how, and from a timeless being perspective, going into could you imagine actually believing that as your lifetime, whatever this earth construct there, see, that's where you're going to go. See it down there? That's where, as you approach what you will believe is your death, then you will always, even though we might get it down to only 5%, it will always linger that it could be the end of your entire existence. Now, what would you pay to experience that fun ride? Well, I'd pay a lot. How much are tickets for that? I want in. Don't be so quick to be careful what you wish for. That's a hardcore place, and you won't know what you were. It's like the last conversation before you were born, that thing. You won't remember. That's hardcore pipe hitting. I want in. To me, that's what it is. That's what it is. From an individual's perspective, from the creator or God or ultimate source perspective, I have different views as to what. I still believe in the filter theory. Not the gefilte fish theory, the filter theory, where the first time I heard, we heard 15 years ago that God broke itself into trillions and trillions of pieces. I was like, oh, that's horse shit, man. I was like, oh, that's pretty interesting. But then to me, when I started talking about that 10 years ago, it was the Roach Motel theory, the filter theory, that, well, if God broke itself or source creation into trillions or hundreds of trillions of different pieces or whatever it may be, well then, God did that to have experiences through the individual. And we'll eventually someday, trillions and trillions of years from now, all combine. Matt, this is New Age horse shit. I said, don't slap some New Age. I don't care what tag you want to put on it. Is it traditionally Orthodox Christian? No. Okay, but then everything will come back together. Fine, that interests me. That's interesting to me. But I thought the filter theory is, well, why would God and Source take all the pieces back? You filter out the crap. And that really triggers a lot of people. Oh, a spiritual entity of God is not. There's not going to just go to nothing. He's not. He or call it a he, whatever. Actually, it's very offensive to any God, even the Christian God, to call it a he. Even the Christian God, Christians. Do you think ultimate creator? Do you think it wants to be called a he or a no? And this we were made in God's image. I mean, that image, I never understood that. That doesn't make any sense. God doesn't get up in the morning and go in the bed. It doesn't happen. I mean, we are made in His image. I never understood that, but let's not stray. Broke itself into a million pieces, and only going to take the best pieces back. The rest, get rid of it. Why is that so triggering to so many people? And I remember now it's popping up. I've used the example we talked about this years ago. Well, you try to get rid of yourself all the time. People try to lose weight. You're somebody that's lost 50 pounds on Go Low or something. I lost 50 pounds, and you've gotten rid of yourself, parts of yourself. You lost the 50 pounds. Do you want it back? You hold on to it. I'm trying to save these fat cells over here, or somebody might get liposuction. They get this part of them cut out, and then they get the skin pulled. I know somebody that did that, and well, good for them. They lost the 80 pounds and had to get a little skin pulled. The skin was then cut off at parts. Did they save it? Oh, I don't want to get rid of a piece of myself. Let's save the skin. No, they got rid of it. They sloughed it off. Why is it so triggering? There's so much from the comment section. Guys, I've gotten rid of a lot of people over the years. And considering the size of this channel, 6 years ago, it grew relatively quickly through 50, 60, 70, 80, 90,000. For 4 years plus, I've been basically stuck at the exact same number of subscribers, put in that final box where YouTube channels YouTube channels go off to die. But well, I'm glad we have a nice tight knit group here, and the subscribers at least stay relatively stable. So I forgot what I was talking about. The nastiness. I'm surprised it's, considering the size now, it's not even more nasty, but just, it always did surprise me when the channel was 20, 30,000 subscribers. The nasty, it's not just trolls. The nastiness in so many people that I've observed, I just don't understand it. Especially like, I don't want to say, especially like at a channel like this where we feel like outcasts. We feel like brothers and sisters, brothers from another mother, where we're trying to observe a world that we're no longer a part of. That is just whether we consciously wanted to dive off the back of the ship of fools or we were forced out, and we don't resonate with the world anymore. Our frequency it's oil and water, and it has sailed. So it's kind of like the last, to a degree, channels like this, or not just this one, but the last bastion of sanity, those that can see through the world. So it always surprised me, just the amount of vitriol and nastiness that comes up in so many people. I always think that, these people, who are they? Are they the same entity as we are? Are they just trolls? Are they NPCs they're just designed in this reality to give people like us a hard time? But no matter what they are, we're talking about if God or Source split itself into trillions of pieces, why would it want the hatred and the nastiness? Why would it want those people back? Why? Just because it was initially a part of God? I think I'm as convinced of the filter theory as I was the first day I put it out. There she goes, right when we try to get her on camera. Put it out 7 or 8 years ago. Why would it want all of its elements back? I don't know. And Tony's take on that would be completely different. He would say, well, first off, Matt, you people shouldn't even be talking about Source, ultimate God, the last level, when you're like 1,000 levels away. All you should be worried about is the spiritual part of you that's not here. Tony said higher self. That might have a better understanding of ultimate Source, but still many, 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 many steps away. Stop talking about it here on YouTube or whatever. You're so many steps away. You'll never understand it. And, just do whatever. If there's a part of you that's not here, just why were you put here? Why was a little aspect of it, according to Tony, put here? Do what it needs to do. But when I said Tony would disagree with the filter theory, he said, well, if the higher self has these different incarnations called simultaneous incarnations, he always stressed that you guys think you're special, you truth researchers, you can see through reality and you're off the ship of fools. And he says the higher self learns from every one of its incarnations. And you've heard me talk about this. I don't want to believe that. The higher self has some stockbroker over here that just trades, that goes after the blips are traded. Does the market still close at 4 o'clock? Then he goes out and just drinks at bars, tries to womanize, cocaine, just the biggest asshole of all time, just flipping through the new Porsche to lease because the person makes $15,000-$20,000 a day. Trip blip, sell blip, puts on blip, 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 blip. Calls and puts on blip, blip, blip. Call. I mean, that's all. And Tony says, "Guess what, Matt? Sorry, you ain't special." Now, we can disagree or to bow down before Tony. He said, you ain't special. The higher self's learning from all the different incarnations. Your incarnation is unique, man. You're seeing through the world, and I'm sure it's getting a lot out of you, but the stockbroker over here that's doing the lines of cocaine or whatever, it's getting a lot out of that. It's learning from all, even the assholes. It's like, it's learning from the assholes too? Can't it just get rid of the assholes and just meld me back in or whatever? So, okay. You understand where I'm going. I'm not just bowing down before that. I think, again, one last time, God, ultimate creation, whatever, if it broke itself up or is doing this thing that seems like the individual to us, I don't think it wants all of itself back. I think that's why it would break itself into pieces. I don't know why that triggers so many people. I bet it doesn't trigger. This has been years since I guess I've talked about this in detail. I bet it doesn't trigger as many people now. As that we had a lot more first grade truthers. We're doing a lot more mall events and school events and bullshit like that. I gotta make sure this is recording. how did we go from a discussion about the righteous truther and the righteous truther award to God or source creation breaking itself up into trillions of pieces? And what? That's like starting off conversation about a Wawa sub, like an Italian hoagie with oil, not mayo, and then 2 minutes later somehow evolving that into a conversation on existentialism or whatever the hell that is. By the way, we have to get back and do more full Ossifers series. We have to go back to Hegel. I only did about 10%. All the Hegel stuff's just sitting. Actually, it's all in my room. It's all sitting there. Everything I've underlined. We need to get back and talk about the Hegelian dialectic with crushed ice, which is just completely made up in the truth community. Problem, reaction, solution. Hegel's spinning around his grave going, that's not what my Hegelian dialectic with crushed ice is all about. Problem, reaction, solution. That was just introduced to you truthers, and you just ran with it. It's thesis, or theory or thesis, antithesis, antithesis, and synthesis. It has nothing to do with problem, reaction, solution. I like that. Actually does accurately describe what the Not Nilk is up to, no doubt about it. And I don't know how that was introduced as the Hegelian dialectic. In other words, when we in the truth research community talk about problem, reaction, solution, that's all they do. That's very accurate in terms of studying Not Nilk and studying the adversary. But it's not the Hegelian dialectic, and it's certainly not the Hegelian dialectic with crushed ice. So what we'll do, we'll go back and do more full Ossifers, and all the stuff I underlined we didn't get to. There's like 80-90% that we didn't get to, and we can just examine piece by piece whether we think it's valid in the reality that we know, or just absolute horseshit. Or Steve Shannon would say some of it how was dog shit. We could say that about Hegel stuff, and again, Hegel or other philosophers that we will end up ripping a lot because their theories are just so negative, like Schopenhauer. We'll give them a pass. Because, and it's not like, Matt, you think you're smarter. Look at that phone back there. That's a phone from the 90s I got from the Goodwill. I love landlines. I hate this is how you hear that? That's how I live right here. The gigantic buttons like the jitterbug. I can't stand cell phones. I have a flip phone just because I have to, for whatever reason. Car didn't start the other day, and it was had to call for a jump, and it was one of the battery cables. If your car just completely goes out, literally like check the connections, don't touch the battery, but just make sure that it's not all loose. That can happen to an older car. A lot of people, it's not like you need a jump. I just needed to, you have to be careful definitely don't do it when it's on, but screw the connections tight again. Right? So I'm waiting there for a jump, and that's all it was. Anyway, I still needed the jump. Sorry. You don't really, might have helped one person though, right? So we'll just go through the Hegel stuff and just piece by piece see if it resonates with us. But I was going to say, no, I don't. It's arrogant, Matt, to think you can go through Schopenhauer and Immanuel Kant and Hegel and see if they're right or wrong. And am I smarter than these people? Oh, no way, not even close. We have an advantage that they didn't have. That's why we can analyze in many cases whether they're right or wrong. Because back in their day, at least compared to what we live and go through, reality made sense. Reality's presentation, now it was evil, there's evil kings and queens and the Inquisition and all that, of course, but it made sense. The common sense element wasn't gone. It wasn't the ship of fools that we know now. We're in a situation off the ship where reality, which is the ship, has completely broken down across the board. There's no element of common sense. People are operating literally on a download. And we have this tremendous advantage because reality has given us those advantages. It has shown, it has like a flasher. It has flashed itself. Oh God, it's flashed itself to us, and you can't unsee that. It's like, have you ever? I'm not even going to say what I'm going to say, but it's shown. We're not geniuses. I'm not smarter than Kant and Schopenhauer or Aristotle. They were at a tremendous disadvantage because for the most part the world made sense in the prior decades and centuries. Even though, again, stop apologizing. The evil was there, and look what this army did to this army, and this people were slaughtered, and all that. Even of course, the evil has always been here, and the death and the war and the struggle and all that, of course. But it at least in terms of what reality was presenting for those centuries and those eras, it made much more sense. It was simpler. Napoleon is his quest for power, and that's all you need to know. It's just a man on a quest for power, and he's able to do whatever he does. We don't let's not get into all the problems we have with the Napoleon story, how possible it is to move 4,000-pound cannons thousands of miles, and we'll deal with that again some other time, or make fun of that again some other time. It's not all or none. I watched Napoleon with Joaquin Phoenix, which it got trashed. It's a B- movie. It's a lot of reasons it's worth watching. It was overall in many cases it was pretty bad, but it's not all or none. When I make fun of something like that, I'm not saying it's all the first grade truther will just the first grade truther will guys. When I do that, I'm not really stuttering. I just kind of, when I make a mistake, I just for some reason I accentuate the mistake. I don't know why I started doing that. It's probably really obnoxious to most of you. It's not, Matt, it's not funny. It's not funny. So it's not all or none. It's not like I don't believe the Napoleon story didn't happen. I mean, to its degree, I don't believe. No, I don't buy it. It's impossible that all these armies all over the place and giving up this territory and gaining this territory and gaining part of Russia and gaining territory the size of Spain. I don't believe it's all or none. To that degree, the way history tells us, to me, it's impossible. Unless reality itself metaphysically was different and cannons could be pulled by bunny rabbits and we just didn't realize that these cannons were only, back in the day, gravity was different. I mean, who knows? But in terms of, but it's not all or none. It doesn't mean that I believe the Napoleon story like the first grade truther believes. It's all made up. Every bit of it. The first grade truther always resorts right back to fake with no in between. It's just what elements are real? None. It's all made up. Now, that's an oversimplification, but they do tend to do that. And to the first through fourth grade truther, I can remember to cover the mic, but Hillary Clinton can't. The most accomplished speaker in the history of the world just coughs right into the microphone. That wasn't an act or anything. No, she was really sick. So I wonder what stalactite she's hanging upside down, and what cave she's with Nancy. She shares a cave with Nancy Pelosi, where the water's dripping down from stalactites on the stalagmites. And that's the dumbest thing in science class, that they named the frickin' thing going up and the thing going down. It's like, to this day, nobody knows which is which. Why do you name the boat? Why do you name them at all? It's a goddamn mineral fucking thing hanging down. Who cares why you got to name it at all? Anyway, whatever. I think that was on a freaking test I took in high school. I was like, what a waste of my time. A waste. I only have limited space to remember shit up in here, and part of it is filled up with stalactite and stalagmite stuffed up there, taking the place of something important I could be thinking about or remembering. Anyway, guys. So we have a tremendous advantage over these philosophers, because the world has just given itself away to us, and we're not smarter, but we are in a much better position. And that sounds so, Matt, that's so arrogant. We are in a much better position to look back at their stuff to see what may be right or wrong, because we're holding all the cards. Reality has given us all the cards. Doesn't mean we're smarter. Matt, don't say that again. We got it. Okay, we got it. Okay. Okay. So, I guess you know what I need to do? I have not checked the news headlines about Duluth and Dubuque, and usually I've been pretty good on that, but it'll just be more complaining about Trump, but I'll be back. We'll see. Yeah, as expected, there's nothing going on in the world, just more complaining about Trump's tariffs and the effect it's having on the economy, and just nonsense over here and nonsense over there. And if this is on the front page of CNN.com, things are pretty good in the world. We should stop complaining. I mean, we could be going through the Inquisition right now 380 years ago. Things aren't so bad. We need a better perspective, a better attitude. Runaway kangaroo shuts down interstate. Runaway kangaroo. Now, how many kangaroos they got jumping around out there in Australia between Sydney and Melbourne and Brisbane? Is that the only 3 cities any American knows, and 99% would only know Sydney? They wouldn't even never heard of Melbourne or Brisbane. They got millions of these damn giant rodents jumping around, and one shuts down interstate. Bullshit. Here's an important headline. Chinese national has a message for others considering joining Russia's fight against Ukraine. It goes on to say, quote, end quote, the food sucked. Chinese national has a message for others considering joining Russia's fight. I came here to help. They didn't consider my culinary palate, it says. There want no noodles. And if Russian cuisine is disgusting, it's usually some sort of fish with the head on it, served with some sort of fish eggs, served with some little shot of vodka or whatever. It is completely unpalatable to the Asian. The Asian wants rice. You can't even say that. Oh, God. This Chinese national came for the fight and ended up, it says here, with indigestion. Guys, real quick, I'm sure a few of you are confused. That's not what was in the article or anything. The headline's real, but I'm just making the rest of it up. The Chinese national that came to fight wasn't complaining about the food. I'm making this up. Although the headline, did I say the headline is real? I take that back. The headline really exists at CNN.com. We'll keep it at that. Trump's set to deliver an address to the class of 2025 tomorrow, even before he arrives in Tuscaloosa. That's Alabama. To you Australians, politics is at the is that 4 or 4A? And where's the period? I didn't black it out or blank it out. The bot forgot the period. Okay, Tuscaloosa, Alabama. He's coming to the University of Alabama. He'll say something about the football team. Oh boy, remember? And it's fancy. I just did this yesterday. And remember the sunscreen? Ladies and gentlemen, for the class, I said truth research class. Sounds like Kennedy of 2025. Wear sunscreen. Exactly. The fact that he started off with that when you should never wear sunscreen and apply that chemical proves that probably everything said in that presentation about the class of whatever is all wrong. Was that the Baz Luhrmann song? Although some of it is actually pretty accurate. Anyway, sorry. Let's move on. Sorry for this waste of your time. Oh, heck, I didn't realize when I clipped this, guys, it says for subscribers, you need to have access. But if there's ever been an article ever at the history of CNN that would want to get me to pay to subscribe, this is it. Boy, I was close to paying. How a family of 7 in a 2-seat Cessna small plane landed on a U.S. aircraft carrier. Matt, you don't believe this actually happened? No. Why are they showing Vietnam War refugees? I thought this was more of a current article. Matt, pay to sign up. We want to see what this is. No. It's easier to make fun of we don't really know what it is. But the picture shows, again, Vietnamese refugees. Did the bot put the wrong picture with the headline? I'm not going to subscribe to find out. So the Vietnamese refugees, somehow 7 of these poor devils got a hold of a Cessna small plane, and then they just flew it, and they said, oh, there's an American aircraft out. They would have been shot out of the sky before they even approached it. But they said, this is calling USS Alabama. This is Fem Fam. We request emergency landing. Who is this Fen Fam Tran Fam Lee? What? You've got 7 of your family on board a stolen Cessna and you want to land? Get the F out of here. Get the F out of my airspace. That thing could be packed with explosives. You ain't landing here. Oh, yeah. I'm not. Matt, click on it. Please pay and click on it. We want to see what this is. No, it doesn't matter. Because remember we talk about even if it's real, it's fake? Forget the real. This is just plain out fake. Look at this. Aaron Burnett of CNN interviews Ford Motor Company's CEO Jim Farley, and they're speaking about Trump's tariffs. Why does it look like he's about to go on a fishing trip? What is up with this? She's got one of the major shows on CNN, right? Isn't it called Aaron Burnett Out Front? Although she sent me tons and tons of perfumed letters saying, "Take me out back." I like it. The play on words is so perfect. I actually considered it until I said, "Aaron, stop writing me." But okay, is this like a fake CEO or something? So he goes on one of the major shows of CNN. First thing she said is, "Why does it look like you're about to go fishing, sir? Do you have a bunch of fishing tackle hanging out of your pockets?" "Oh, I'm on the factory floor." "Oh, so you can't have an interview with CNN? You just got to pretend you just came out. Why don't you just wear your hard hat?" I mean, this is like a fake CEO. Who wears that? Okay, this is really strange, guys. It would make more sense if you had a bunch of fishing tackle pouring out of the pockets and sinkers and bobbers and what's it called, lures. I've fished a few times. I'm a real man. Ford CEO Jim Farley, employee pricing. Oh, that's the big thing now. If you see the commercials, oh, they're all offering employee pricing because we care about you, the motor company. All these tariffs, they say, oh, we're going to take care of the extra cost. Oh, sure. No, you're not going to pass it along. No, these motor companies are being so good to the people right now. They're absorbing the extra prices on the tariffs, and they're giving you a preferred financing or employee pricing. All you do is just jack the employee pricing up $5,000 and there's your profit margin. I mean, okay. Once again, guys, if these are the stories that are dominating the West, things are not so bad. Think if you lived let's say Jerusalem when the Saracens had control. And then you say, what? There's an army, King Richard, who? There's an army amassing coming down from Europe. We just want to be left alone. I don't care what these mullahs are saying the people in general just want to be left alone. I mean, think about how bad certain times in history were. There's armies amassing called the Crusades, and they're coming to kill us all. Things aren't so bad in the world if a damn fake CEO in a fishing vest is on the front page of CNN. Okay, guys, I'll close with this, and this is a lot more interesting than just making fun of something. There's a real not milk phenomenon happening here, and we'll have a new hobo code name, or at least a channel name associated with this not milk behavior or phenomenon. Luka Doncic donates entire cost of restoring vandalized Kobe Bryant mural in downtown Los Angeles. Now, I want to talk about this because the Kobe Bryant phenomenon, it's very similar to what happened to Deion Sanders 5 years ago. It's somebody that really nobody cares much about, that has retired, has gone into obscurity, and somehow the not milk brings them back to the forefront as if they're the greatest thing of all time. And then the people believe they always were the greatest thing of all time when for a 10-year period or 15-year period, nobody cared. I had to pause because I forgot the name that I came up with for it. The Kobayashi 180 turnaround. Okay, Kobayashi Maru was the unwinnable scenario in Star Trek that Kirk beat, where they were surrounded by the Klingons. It's a simulation to test the minerals and metal of a captain or a prospective captain, the Kobayashi Maru. Here we're calling this phenomenon the Kobayashi 180 turnaround, which means somebody that maybe they were somewhat popular when they played. It's been happening more to sports athletes recently, but it happens in Hollywood, it happens all over the place, where, okay, they were pretty popular, okay? Deion Sanders when he played, or Kobe Bryant when he played, pretty popular. Not anywhere in the ballpark like Michael Jordan, not anywhere near Michael Jordan, but the 25-year-olds and 30-year-olds of today believe Kobe was just as big, because they did the Kobayashi 180-degree turnaround. Retired, went into obscurity. Deion Sanders retired from the Cowboys or whoever. Nobody even knew his name for 10, 12 years. And then the not milk has a use for them. And they've done some sort of deal with the devil. They've done some sort of entering a lease agreement very far and deep under the high humidity dragon's wing. And they're brought back into the forefront as the greatest thing of all time, like Deion Sanders in the last 5 years. And it's like, well, how did this guy get so popular? He was a nothing, but then people look around and think he always was that famous. It's the Kobayashi 180-degree turnaround. And let's go back. This is about Kobe Bryant and a vandalized statue. They did the same thing with Kobe Bryant. Retired from the Lakers, whatever. Guess what? Nobody gave a shit. Singing his praise. Nobody sung his praises. He was a good player. People think, well, he was really good. Maybe top 10 of all time, top 15 of all time. Michael Jordan, no, not even anywhere close. And then somehow the Knock had a plan and started to bring him back into prominence before the helicopter incident. They started to bring the name back because they had all that in the works. And Matt, you don't believe? No, of course I don't. I don't buy it. 3 words: David Bowie Island, literally. Okay, and his daughter was involved with the helicopter. I hear you. I don't care. Wouldn't be the first. It doesn't. Okay, Knock's capable of a lot. It started with all the world wars on both sides. Okay, it's capable of a lot. Don't tell me about Kobe's daughter was in the helicopter crash. But see, this here is just a way to. And this is also a good example of, even if it's real, it's fake. This is just a way of bringing the name back into the news. That's all this is. Why would a mural be vandalized? Come on, if you go out there, Matt, I was out there, and there is magenta spray paint all over it. It's a different hue of magenta with a slight purple all over it. And you don't think Monotno could send somebody out there and just say, hey kid, come over here. You look like a little graffiti artist, son of a beach. Here, how much to go vandalize? How much? I'll do it for $100. Here you go. Not $100. So it probably was. The mural probably was vandalized with a magenta spray paint. And then Luka Doncic is on. It's not, the Men in Black didn't come in. They're all in the download. He says, I'm going to do something nice. He just gets this idea. He thinks it's his own idea. He needs to talk to Philemon. Philemon was the imaginary friend of Jung. Remember Carl Jung? Philemon would walk with Jung. They'd walk around the garden, and Philemon would say to Jung, you think your thoughts are your own? Most are not your own. Absolutely not. Every time there's a weird thought that comes into my head, I go, Philemon, I'm not joking. I am not joking. I go, Philemon, is that my thought? Did that come from me? No, that couldn't have come from me. That was really weird and sick. So this Luka Don, why do they have to have the names so confusing? Djokovic, and just speak English. Luka Donj, little swirls, little lines and shit above the C's. What's that for? To emphasize the 33? Luka, he gets the idea on his own. He's on the download. Nobody, Men in Black, said, Luka, you're going to pay, here's $20,000. You're going to pay to restore the mural. But I don't want to. It's his idea. They're all on the download, of course. Even if it's real, it's fake. It's real, but it's all fake. It's all what the Knock wanted. It's at the same time. Now he gets the idea, and he's actually paying for it. Yeah, it's real on one level of reality and completely fake on another layer of reality. But the whole point of this is it's the Kobayashi 180-degree turnaround. They brought him back as the greatest thing of all time. And I don't mean just the greatest player. He was hailed on shows and the Oscars. He was given an Oscar. And who knows why this happens? This is one of the strangest things regarding Knock that I've ever come across or tried to analyze. We throw around terms like deal with the devil, but to me there's a truth to that. Who knows why they bring what Knock got out of bringing him back to prominence? And Matt, they had to set up the helicopter crash was then 1,000 times more impactful and 1,000 times more of a bigger story. I hear you. But it's not just that, in my opinion. There's something else going on we haven't quite put our finger on. So the point here is just to bring the name back into the news. The whole scenario is real, yet fake at the same time. The Knock has to keep the name Kobe Bryant in the face of the masses. For some reason, I have no idea what it gets out of. Maybe the hidden hand, if you listen to me or whatever. Why don't you just tell us? Do another let me interview the hidden hand. Well, that would be interesting. Hidden hand, it was 12, 14 years ago you did that chat room thing. I don't have guests or anything. I don't do no shows. I'll do the Bloodline Hidden Hand. If you want to, I don't know how, my Skype account, I haven't used it for decades or whatever. I guess I can still get into it. I've used it I've talked to 2 people on Skype. So I know it still works. I know I have the password somewhere. Let's do. You can explain a lot. I'll have hidden hand on. Is that hidden? It's not like Napoleon shoving his hand in his jacket. We're tired of that. Actually, we need a whole new name. We're tired of all these dumb pictures. Even Nietzsche shoving his hand into Matt. This is breaking down. It broke down a long time ago. We're way over an hour now, aren't we? Okay, guys. I'll look to your comments. I know usually the last thing mentioned in a video does not get many comments. It's the first thing mentioned that gets the comments. But people will be commenting more about the righteous truther. But I'd like to know, if you hear this, why is the Not Milk so interested when it does the 180-degree Kobayashi Maru 180-degree turnaround, which the two biggest examples in the last 15 years is Deion Sanders, an absolute nobody. People after he retired, who? Deion who? Bringing it back to Coach Prime and all that bullshit. It's so artificial. What they do is it's just back to like the Goebbels stuff. If you say it enough and present it in the same way over and over, people believe it. Every show, College Game Day, oh, we got Coach Prime and he's going to be the new coach. Every millions and millions of headlines on all the bot-driven news websites about Coach Prime in the past 5 years. Then literally people just bring it into reality and accept it and believe it. That he is this big, he deserves to be this big, and he's probably always been this big. When again, it's not the case at all. It's the 180-degree Kobayashi turnaround. And we should do a whole video on this, like people that in Hollywood that they've brought back, and they did a little bit with them. This is a horrible example. Tracy Morgan, after that supposed car wreck or whatever, and I'm not even going to speculate on that stuff, guys. I like some of Tracy Morgan's comedy. Matt, this is going nowhere and breaking down. There's a few people. There's 4 or 5 of us still here. They're probably glad I keep going. Whatever, 10 of us still. And it was the OG or something. I mean, that was all horse. That was all dog shit, But then he had the accident. Is it a Walmart truck that hit him or something? I don't know. I'm not going to get into it. Is it real? Is it Memorex? Is it cake in a lake? I mean, anything, most things are cake in a lake when the Not Milk pushes it down. But then there was a headline just a month or two ago. Tracy Morgan gets sick at a Knicks game in Madison Square Garden, and the game is delayed or something as they take him out. What? I mean, why does Tracy Morgan keep popping up? I liked him in Jay and Silent Bob or whatever, Strike Back or whatever. It's like, Jay and Silent Bob, let me tell you about Hollyweird. That's where I took some of the lines from Tracy Morgan. I can't even remember what the line is now, but I stole some of his lines from where he appeared in Jay and Silent Bob. Actually, the main reply to a comment I've given over the past 10 years is somebody makes a comment that just makes no sense. They're just like nonsense or what they're trying. I say, little kid, I don't know what you just said, but you special. You special. I've commented that back that way 1,000 times, and I took that from Jay and Silent Bob and Tracy Morgan's appearance in that. And guys, if there's just one person still left here, I appreciate it. Thanks a lot. See you soon. See you soon? The hell was that?
Hello. Hello. Hello.